How are you, Barbara?
Wonderful. It's a beautiful day in beautiful St. Mary's, Georgia.
It is a beautiful day.
It is my inspiration. I came to St. Mary's, Georgia for the first time in 2004. I came to write a story. I'm a writer as well. I came to write a story about the train. And I stood in the median strip in front of the Good Red House, about a block from where you're videoing now. And I just had the most incredible sense of calm come over me that I've never felt in my life. And I knew there was just something about this place. There was this, it had a soul and a spirit that had never touched me before. So I ended up buying the Good Red House bed and breakfast with my friend, Marja, my best friend. And moving from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, lock, stock, and barrel, because I just fell in love with this town and I wanted the world to know about it. Enchanting, captivating, memorable. That's our St. Mary's. You know, there are signs in a couple places here that say, enter as friends, enter as strangers, leave as friends, and it's so true. The hospitality that's exuded by the people who live here is absolutely phenomenal. We are Southern, yes, we are in the South, but it just goes beyond that. It's just the people are so embracing and so accepting. We have so many people here that are from other places around the country, around the world. So to get that kind of warm welcoming, it's like I told someone, when I walk out of my house every day, I feel like I've gotten a great big hug. That's the way it feels to live in St. Mary's, Georgia. Now, the most memorable story I featured in the magazine, wow, you're talking about 19 years, 39 issues. The stories that bring tears to my eyes and to other people. It's usually the introductory story, and it's always establishes a sense of place for St. Mary's. So we've had, again, 39 stories, and one was about, the people of St. Mary's. One is about the water. Another is just about the marshes and the ecosystems. Another is about the history, one about adventure, one about romance. But each of those stories captures the essence of what St. Mary's is, which is a whole lot. I was born in North Carolina, so I am Southern by birth. And there's something about the tide waters here in the marshes that I feel a kinship to. And I really don't know where, I can't even understand where that comes from. When I used to make the trip from my hometown of Fayetteville, North Carolina to Fort Lauderdale, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times, every time I started getting into the marshlands, I always had that feeling like I was connected. Was I here before? Perhaps. The holidays here, Christmas is absolutely magical. The first Christmas I had here, I felt like I was living in a Norman Rockwell painting. It was just the people have a certain vibe, and it's contagious. And we, light up the town with thousands and thousands of little lights, and we have so many events. We have the live nativity. So at Christmas time, those people who are already warm and hospitable, all of a sudden it's like hospitality on steroids. People here love Christmas. So Christmas time is my favorite time. We have a theme for St. Mary's Magazine. It goes like this: touch the heart and the mind will follow. So as you're reading the stories, if there's something that stirs in you, a thought, an inspiration, that's what we're looking to do. And so many people have said to me when they read some of the stories I write, I just felt like I was there at the kitchen table talking to you. And I think that happens a lot with the magazine because I have a real folksy way of writing, and so do some of my other writers. So you really do feel like you're inside this magazine, you're living in the story. And, people have remarked about that. So people read the magazine. I can't tell you how many people have read a story and they're somewhere out of state, because we do reach from Savannah to Florida, some in Atlanta, South Florida, but they just say, I want to be there. And we have a criteria for all of our stories too. When I start to write an article, it has to do one of three things. It has to make the reader say, wow, I want to visit there, or make the reader say, I want to move there, or make the reader say, I'm so proud I live here. And again, so many people have moved and retired here before because of a story they read in the magazine. I'm very, very proud of that. You can walk into a living room here because the magazine does reach visitors and residents. Often I've walked into someone's living room or family room, and there are, 6 or 8 of these magazines spread across the coffee table. People don't throw them away because when their visitors come, they share it because it is filled with history. And, this town is just steeped in history all the way back, to the Timucuan Indians. And, we have soldiers in every major war buried in our cemetery. So a lot of people love history, and there's such a thing as history tourism, that people come specifically to learn about the history of an area. We have a lot of that. Through the magazine, first of all, I've met a lot of people, and we give these huge parties every time we have a magazine, and pretty much the whole town's invited. Well, one of the things I've learned through the magazine is the generosity of spirit that people have. And they're just so willing to help not only their friends, not only their family, but strangers. When you dock your boat at the marina here, there's somebody there that will take you all around town and give you a tour. It won't cost you a thing. They'll say, oh, you need to go to the grocery store. Oh, we can take you to the grocery store. And I'm talking about private citizens. So I would say the generosity of spirit was something that really surprised me, because I've been living in a big city, Fort Lauderdale. So it was a very big transition for me. Through our articles, we're always showcasing, especially when new businesses come in. And we participate in all the events. We try to cover those editorially as well. The magazine is supported by advertisers, and we appreciate that. So the community has kind of embraced the magazine as their magazine. Of course, that feels good for me. But I support the community and they support the magazine. So it's really a two-way street. And I do everything I can to attend the various community events and sponsor things as much as I can. First of all, there's always a publisher's note. And to me, the publisher's note is at the beginning of the magazine. And most every magazine you see, it'll spend that very valuable page talking about what's inside the magazine. Well, I don't feel the need to do that. You can look at the contents or just turn the pages. So I spend that page, which is very valuable literary real estate. I spend it talking to my readers and hopefully inspiring my readers. One time I wrote about something called mudita, M-U-D-I-T-A, mudita, and that is the act of getting joy by giving other people's joys. And I got so many letters and calls about that and how it inspired them to help other people, and they told me stories of how good it made them feel by doing that. So I do spend that page, the first page, just inspiring my readers and reaching out to them. And then throughout that, you can, inside of these pages, which is usually anywhere from 108 to 124 pages, you can find history, you can find adventure, you can find romance, and you can find, pictures of your neighbors. We have something called Media Darlings, and what it is, it's really caught on. What it is people take the magazine all over the world and photograph themselves holding up the magazine. This magazine has been to the Great Wall of China, the Eiffel Tower, Big Ben, somewhere in India. It's been all over the world, a lot of cruise ships where people are holding them up, and it's called the Media Darlings page. So people just have to email me their picture, in a noted location. So people love that too. So we have that department. We also have pages that show pictures of everybody that went to the previous party as well. And then we get letters from our readers. And that's what keeps me going. Letters from our readers. We love the feedback. When people read my magazine, I think they understand that it is my love letter to St. Mary's, because I dearly love this town, and I just love it so much. I want everybody to experience the joy of being here, whether they're visiting or whether they live here. So my love letter to St. Mary's is within the pages of this magazine, and it just gives me great joy every time I come up with a new publication to come up with new ways of expressing.
Thank you so much, Barbara, for sharing the heart and the history of St. Mary's Magazine with us. Your passion for this community shines through in every page and every project. If you haven't already, be sure to pick up a copy and discover all of the incredible stories and people that make St. Mary's truly special. And remember, if you're looking to buy or sell a home in Georgia, I would love to help you find your perfect place. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next Local Business Spotlight. Bye!